chances are you're making at least 80% of the mistakes I'm about to show you. And if you're below Grandmaster, the odds are even higher. Let's see how many you're guilty of and more importantly, how to fix them. If this is the first time you're here, my name is Zais and I'm an AD carry coach. I've helped thousands of AD carries climb and improve. So let's break down the most common AD carry mistakes that are holding you back. You are autopiloting your wave management. The lane just starts and suddenly you're pushing for absolute no reason. There is absolutely no reason to shove right here. The enemy AD carry isn't even in the laning phase yet. Your mid laner just died. Your jungle does not need your help, so you don't need to move to the river. And by pushing, you're just giving them free farm under the tower with zero pressure. With absolute no reason to push. And even if after a while you see mastery on Drake, since your mid died and your jungle is too far away, it's pretty bad to consider fighting right there. In the end, it's a 2-4, so pushing and going after is not an option. Right here, you are pushing while having an engaged support that likes the wave in the middle so he can all in. By pushing, you will make his life miserable because there is absolutely no way he's able to engage when you push the enemies under the tower. Right here, you're pushing, but you actually have extra range advantage and you should be looking to zone. Alistar level 1 has a really low range. Braum can zone him very easily. You have more minions, so you should be looking to zone, not to keep pushing like very autopilot. So here is the simple rule. You fast push only if you need to recall because you're low HP, low mana, or you've got gold for a component spot. 2. You need to move to river because your jungle is invading, fighting, or just started a Drake. Yes, in that case push. The enemies are really low under the tower and you can pressure them or even dive them. Yeah, just push. Otherwise, you slow push every single time. If the enemy isn't in lane yet, slow pushing means they will miss some CS, and when you crush the big wave, you will have tempo to do something, which can be ward deeper, threaten a roam, or just pressure them while they farm under the tower. Stop autopiloting, start thinking, why am I pushing this wave? Because if you can't answer that, you probably shouldn't be pushing. By the way, if you're serious about improving as AD carry, you are in the right place. A lot of my students came to me with the exact same struggles you might have. They would win lane but had no clue how to carry from there and how to convert their lead to the victory. They felt super strong when they had a good support, but useless when they had someone that doesn't know how to play support. Or they would just farm well, hit 2 items and still deal no damage or have no real impact as an AD carry. If that sounds like you, I've helped thousands of AD carries climb through one-on-one coaching. So if you want to fix these problems and actually start carrying your games, book a session now at the size. The second mistake, you recalling like it's 2013. Let's be real. Most AD carries have no idea when to recall. They just back when they feel like it or when their support leaves lane. Oh, but I always recall on a cannon wave, which is the most bullshit thing about wave management I've ever heard. But if you don't plan your recall, you're throwing away tempo, XP, gold leads, even entire lanes that we can all agree on. Here is what a bad recall looks like. You don't have enough gold for a good component. You recall when there is room to pressure your enemies or your jungle is pressuring the map. You don't leave your wave in a good state. Good recalls follow this rule. Always crush a wave before recalling. Well, almost always. Here it's better to insta recall because the wave is coming into you, so you don't really need to push it, and you already have the item in base, so there is no reason to crash. Never back randomly on a slow push or a frozen wave. Instead, plan it. If you're low, clear one more wave and crush it hard. If you have enough gold for a power spike, shove it and recall instantly. If you're healthy but support wants to roam, hard push and reset so you don't get frozen 1v2. 3. You're not jungle tracking properly. Here's the situation. You're playing aggressive in lane, your jungle is topside, you're pushing up with zero vision, and boom, you get ganked. You die again. And then you flame your support. But here's the thing, it's your fault. Look at this, their jungle is top, enemy jungler hasn't shown yet, and yet they're fighting as if it's 2v2. Like, what do you think is going to happen here? How do we fix it? You don't need to be a jungle main. You just need to learn jungle timing. Just know the basic pathing windows. 245, enemy jungle finishes 3 camps, he's heading bot lane, that's 10 to 15% of the game. 315, this perfect time to gank bot lane 70% of the games. That is after the 4th wave. After the 4th wave is crashed or on the 4th wave, that's when most of the ganks actually happen. At 330, most junglers want to fight for scuttle. 330 is the time where the scuttle spawns. 420, the Krugs respawn. So the bottom line is if you started on the bot lane and you did a full clear at 330, you should expect a gank on top lane because that's when the scuttle spawns, right? But after you actually do the full clear and then you get the scuttle, you want to know that your Krugs are spawning around 420, 430, 435 depending on how fast did the jungle do the camp. So right now, if we actually put off vision and we know he started onto the bot lane, now it's 435, where should the Zac be? So I know that around this time he should be around this area right now, just because his camps are spawning. Always expect a margin of 10 to 20 seconds, just because he might have camped into the brush top lane, he might have waited some time, so he's not gonna be here on the spot 435. Both the Krugs and the Grom, they spawn 2 minutes and 15 seconds after they were cleared. The next thing that I need to think about is the jungle and support synergy. Is the enemy support CC heavy, Nautilus, Leona, Rakan, Alistar, and also is it paired with the enemy jungle that is also CC heavy like Elise, Maokai, Sejuani, Jarvan, because that combo is 10 times scarier than someone like Milio, which doesn't have a lot of CC, paired with something like Shyvana or Hecarim. So you need to respect that pressure. If we play Jarvan, Leona, then be scared, be careful. If you play against Shyvana, Lulu, then you can play more aggressive and sometimes even consider to not work. The bonus tip is track enemy camps. Look at his CS number. Press tab, look at his CS number and try to calculate how many camps he's done. One camp is for minions. Watch your minimap, look at your jungle and stop playing the game like it's 2v2 when it's actually 2 versus 3. Oh, and I forgot, there's a lot of randomness. Even if you're doing jungle tracking good in low elo, people they don't know what they're doing. So the simple rule when you're playing low elo and you don't know where is the jungle, play like he's on bot lane. Don't go aggressive if you don't know where he is, even if you actually are thinking about this jungle tracking stuff.